There we go.
Let's
We
see.
said setting up your meeting, but I bet we're already there.
I'm
Good
refreshing. I keep refreshing, but nothing yet.
We're here.
Well, yay!
You see us? We're live. Oh, there we are.
We have to hit play, right?
All right. There we go.
Oh, it worked.
We said setting up your meeting, but I bet we're already there.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear me.
I just muted us.
All right. Well, good
Yay,
morning,
this worked.
everybody.
Oh, now
I'm
we're being
trying
live.
to can find us on our
Hands here.
video here too. I see it. Okay. Good morning, everyone, to the Circle Life and Business Show. I'm Lynn Pelzer. You can see, well, when I look at it, there's Tammy. Tammy Hudgen. There's Tracy Evans. We're the Brady Bunch.
Opposite on mine.
So today's topic is how to build your tribe. And we're trying out something new here, ladies and gentlemen, because before we were using BeLive when we weren't all together, and it just is a mess. So this is through Zoom and it streams, and it's so cool because I think it's pretty new. So hopefully you can see us well. We're gonna be looking on another device to see your comments. So we're not paying attention. We're just looking at another device to hear your comments and your questions. So please say good morning to us. And ladies, Tammy, I think you're gonna go first. I've always been impressed with your ability to build a tribe. And I mean, that's how I came into your world, was probably while you were building a tribe.
Yeah.
Look at us all now.
I know, right? It's cool. So when we are talking about tribes, when I was thinking about this topic, what I wanted to make sure everybody understood is that we did do a live before where we talked about like the 5 top people in your circle, right, in your life. But when we're talking about tribes you can have multiple tribes, and they can consist of different groups of people. So you can have a personal tribe, you can have a mentorship tribe, you can have your peers tribe, you can even have a networking tribe. You can have an online tribe. So you can have multiple tribes that provide different value depending on what the goals are that you're trying to achieve for that element. So you really want to think about who should be part of each one of those tribes and how you're going to build. And that has to also be in line with your goals, right? You can't, if you have a certain goal that you want to, let's say I want to get more people to my online Facebook Zoom training sessions. That means if I'm doing it online, then I need to focus on finding the key players online that can help support and refer me in building that tribe that I want to attend my different events. And I shouldn't say the tribe, the clients that I want to attend. So that tribe that I need to find are influencers, right? Those people that have already built the large networks. I need to showcase my abilities to them, the value that I offer, and then by focusing on building the relationships with them, they can become my online circle in helping me to build those training sessions.
Your circle?
My circle. Right. And that's what we are here, right? As part of the circle, we're building a tribe of women, and we do have men joining us as well, that all are looking for, opportunities to learn, to meet new people, to build some networks, right? So we're creating that for you with our group on Facebook. And we really do encourage you guys to participate in the group. Use the group to ask questions, to find influencers, find those people that can give you the advice that you need depending on what it is that you're trying to reach. So you want to take advantage of the online world and the different groups that you belong on. I mean, there's some phenomenal women's groups on here that can really give you the support that you need. What you don't want to do, though, is overwhelm yourself with too big of a circle or too many tribes, right? Within each tribe, there's just a handful of key players, whether it's someone who inspires you, whether it's someone who looks up to you, whether it's someone who's teaching you, right? Whatever the elements are or the characteristics of those people, right? They're going to be the ones that help you grow. You know, we have people part of our lives, not just for growing. You know, sometimes we just have people who we just really, really resonate with that become a support system, whether it be a personal or business. And that's what, yes, us ladies here, you know, over the last year that we've been doing the circle, even though I personally was good friends with, you know, all three of you ladies, I know Heather's not online. What I feel has happened in the last year as a group of, as us as a group, we have become even closer, and we know that we can bounce ideas off of each other. We know that we're going to get constructive criticism, right? We're not going to get someone making us feel bad for a decision we might make, or you know, maybe if we're feeling down because we didn't reach the goal. You know, we've built that circle of women that I know you guys are just going to help me to make me feel better, or you're going to give me the ideas. I mean, Tracy, you are phenomenal when it comes with building marketing plans for business. I've learned a lot from you from that, right? But that's helped me continue to grow for what I need to grow on. So finding your tribes, you really have to know exactly what it is you're trying to achieve, right? Because that's how you find the people that will help you build whatever it is that you're building, whether it's personal or business. Now, Lynn, you were going to say something.
I was going to say, sometimes you need a butt kicker like Tracy
Mhm.
in your tribe. Somebody who isn't going to sugarcoat it, and it is going to kick your butt a little bit to be like, no,
Right?
no, like go for that. Why aren't you doing more of that? Or why are you doing that?
Don't do that.
Like
That's
that's
not
what's
it.
serving you.
It's,
Yeah.
and you know what? When you get to know the personalities of each one of these people who you bring into your tribe, you know that when they play hardball with you, it's not because they're not trying to give you trouble and they're not trying to make you feel bad. They're playing hardball because they want to see you succeed, right? So you learn that about people.
Those
Pardon
people
me?
understand, right?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
That's okay. I said that's when you know you can, when you know that person can do it, that's when you can sort of step up and say, no, this is what you're more than capable of this. This is what you need to be doing.
Well, exactly, right? And it's how they say it to you. So if you have someone that the way they are relaying the message to you is making you feel further disappointed in yourself, or feeling as though you're not on the right track, but in a very negative way, you need to release those people from your life, because you can't grow if they're constantly holding you back because they're making you doubt who you are or what you're trying to do. Instead, they can give you, you know, the hard knocks that you need, but most of them will actually give it to you in a way that doesn't make you feel like a failure. And that's what's important, right? You don't ever want, we're all going to mess up. We all will. We're just human, right? But it's if you've built the right tribe, it's how they will end up receiving it. And if you've done it correctly, they're not going to beat up on you. They're not going to make you question, you know, even if you're on the right path, right? So when we talk about tribes and understanding them, it's okay to have multiple tribes that serve different purposes. You know, there are certain women that are part of my tribe who are my mentors. Like you ladies are my mentors. Michelle Butt, she's another one. I just think she's phenomenal. You know, Carrie Ann. I mean, how can you not love Carrie Ann, right? Even as a mentor. I mean, this is going to sound funny, but where she's a mentor to me is when I see her post on Facebook, it makes me think about, how am I dressing? How am I putting myself out there? What are people perceiving me? So she's a mentor for that, right? And I mean, she's a good friend too. And that's what's really cool. When you build tribes, you will always have certain individuals that just become such great friends for you that will always be there. Even if you don't talk to them for a couple of months, they're still going to be there if you need them, that you feel comfortable to reach out. Tracy looks like she wants to say something.
I was just thinking, you know, when we think about building our tribe too, like each tribe is going to have a mix of people in it.
Yes.
When I think about like my EAL tribe, I mentor my graduates, and I've created this EAL graduate tribe of facilitators. And then I have a subset group of those who I love to work with, and I invite them into my business and we work together, who are also good friends. But what's interesting is a lot, like you sit there and say, well, you know, Michelle is a mentor, we're mentors. they're mentoring me in a lot of ways as well. Like I learned so much from the people that I work with and that I try to help grow because, and I just had this conversation with a lady this morning who was talking to me about marketing, and I'm like, it's only one piece of the puzzle. And it's great to be good at marketing because that helps you get people in the door. But if you don't have the business management side, all that money that comes in goes right out the window, right? So that's my growth area because I like to spend money like nobody's business. And so, so just where I might be able to mentor somebody on the incoming, I need a mentor on the outgoing. And how do I help shore up my business processes and financials and all that good stuff? And, operationally. But I also think it's really important to know who to call in your tribe.
Yes.
So when we talk about, people don't call me if they want to wallow in their stuff. Don't call me.
Exactly.
Call me after. We'll call Heather when we need some tenderness and some
Right.
love.
And it's such a true statement though, right? Because everybody has different characteristics and each one of them is going to play some type of a role in your life.
Totally.
What it is that you need, right? And we get to be mentors, but we also get to have other people mentor us. And you have to have both sides of it, right? You have to have people though that will stroke your ego. Let's be real. You'll have to have people who will be the soft, gentle touch, like Heather, when we're going through something emotional or feeling pretty bad about, not pretty bad, but feeling down about whatever is going on. We need people like Heather who are going to just give us what we need, that gentle touch to remind us that it's okay, right?
And then you need that person who's going to help lift you up and move you on. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, right? We will surround ourselves in the gentle love and tenderness because we want to stay there. But sometimes we got to find that, like you were saying, Lynn, that hard truth. Like sometimes we need that butt kick. And how do we make sure we have a balanced tribe we can all help each other move forward?
Yeah, like one of my tribe members who kicks me in the butt when I need it is Darla Smith. She's fantastic for that for me. And I know I can reach out to her and I can tell her how I'm feeling. And she handles it very well. She recognizes how I'm feeling, but she turns it around and kicks me in the ass and reminds me why I need to pick myself up and keep going, right? So you have to decide the characteristics of each of those people that you need in your life. So that means, and I don't mean this in a negative way, okay, but it means you have to look at your faults, right? You have to understand where you don't excel, because that's the type of people that you're looking for so that you can become this all-round person in essence. And you're always going to struggle in certain areas, but when you build a tribe that complements that, then you can ultimately build something pretty successful, whether it's in personal or business. It doesn't matter. With this move to BC, right? I'm going to be building a new tribe when I get out there, but it's on a personal level, right? I'm going to be looking for people who are interested in getting out and hiking or, doing photos, whatever it might be. So it's a different group of people who I want to surround myself with. Because why would I want to surround myself with someone who's just going to complain going on a hike, right? So you have to look for all the different characteristics of people. You have to look at yourself. Yeah. You have to look at yourself and what you're lacking in, but also look at what your strengths are, because part of building your tribe is to take your strengths and be able to give those strengths to others, right? Because when you can build a tribe, when you become part of their tribe, right, then they will help you build into their circle. And it's all about growth all the time, right?
Responsibility for us to be in someone else's tribe too, to be giving back and being that person for them. It's a two-way street, and I
Absolutely.
see Fem City, when we're talking about tribes, it's like, Fem City there's tribes, there's these small collectives, which are their own tribe. There's the bigger tribe, which is sort of, for this area locally, it's the Toronto group. And then there's everywhere. And there's this camaraderie and this pool of people and resources that you can go to. But you have to be it for them too.
Absolutely. It can't be one-sided.
We should say good morning to our tribe that's on. Oh, let me see. Let me tell you who's here. Carrie Ann, Naomi Smythe. We already talked about her. Good morning, Wendy, Carol, Jen, Sandra, Patricia, Joe, Tara, Nadia.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Tara, Tiziana Knox just joined. Good morning, ladies.
One of the things that also needs to be taken into account here is that when you're building these tribes, there's no set number of how many people need to consist in those tribes, right? Your networking tribe could be a larger number than your in-person tribe, right? So don't look at this and say, I gotta, okay, hang on, she's saying I have to have 10 people in this tribe. No, it could be maybe 2 on a personal side. It could be, 50 on an online standpoint, or in person might only be 5, right? You'll always have connections that you're making, but within those connections, you'll have certain individuals who just become that the people that you are engaging with very regularly, right? The ones that you're following, you're referring, you're interacting with, you're reaching out to, right? Those people. And be careful that as you go through this journey, what's going to happen, because I've been networking, oh God, forever, it feels like 12 years at least I've been networking in person. What you're going to see happen is that you will meet people who will be part of your tribe at that time. And as you grow, the tribe will change, right? Certain individuals will, as you continue to get your strengths built up and you're learning, those people have served the purpose in essence. And there might be someone else that you'll meet a year, 5 years down the road that ends up ultimately replacing them. And it just means that you're all going in different directions, different growths. We all can't grow together, right? We all have different goals. We all have different end games, different dates of achieving things, of the type of people we want to meet. But at some point, as you continue to grow, some people will fall aside and you'll meet new people. So your tribe is constantly changing. However, you'll always have certain individuals that just won't change. And that's because you built an actual friendship with them, like a close enough friendship, right? So keep that in mind. Your tribe can change over and over again. And I was going to say, I see that Nadia has a question there.
Yep.
Do you let folks know up front that you're seeking to build a tribe with them? Absolutely, you can. Right? There's no reason why you can't say to someone when let's say you go to a networking meeting, because Nadia and I met through Swan Bradford. When you introduce and start that conversation, you can say to them, you know what? I'm looking to build a tribe of people that fit this, and I feel that you have some of those characteristics that would be important for me to help me get to where I need to go, or help me grow. I can learn from you. Whatever it is, be honest and upfront with people. They'll know everyone's out there to do the same thing. They just might not call it a tribe, right?
I have a little story to go along with that, Nadia. So just recently, a friend of mine, Victoria, she posted a post about this, and it was so cool that she just laid it out there, but that's who she is. She moved from one city to another city, and she, not just on a business sense, but she, it all works together sometimes, is that she wanted to meet new women, like friends. She needed people to hang out with. So she just flat out, she went to a few little things and said, I'm looking for people to hang out with. Like, I'm new, and she's just turned 50. So this is not like I'm 22 and we're looking, to go out for the night with. It's kind of vulnerable to say that, but she ended up posting this post about the people she did meet and what that led to. And then they showed her some other things that were happening around town, and she ended up getting some other I believe some speaking gigs and stuff like that.
Nice.
Business sort of out of all of that. It's like, just because she was vulnerable enough to say, hey, I'm looking for new friends.
And not too long ago, I did a post in the FemCity Toronto group and asked about menopause because I was struggling with a couple of things. And what that ended up leading me to is a whole new environment on Facebook. I now belong to a very large women's group on Facebook, strictly for women going through menopause. Right? And it's perfect because it's at the right time that I need them. And, I can learn from them. And and try different things to help me get through my menopause. So from reaching out through the Fem City tribe that I've already, you know, I've already built with, right? The amount of people that I've met through that, it led me to another group of women that I need them. They're a tribe over here, my menopause tribe. You know, so it's really cool, right? Everything can lead to something even more for what you need at that time. You know, when I get through menopause, who knows? Will I continue in that group? I don't know, but I'll make some friends out of it that can move forward with me.
Mm-hmm. Trace, I got a question for you. So when we're talking about like how to build the tribe, because you went from one world to a whole other world, how, like, what would you give as a couple steps? And Tammy, you chime in too when Tracy tells us, what did you do to actually start building the tribe? Like, what if there's people listening who don't know how to start?
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. And for those who don't know, I left corporate and started my own business. And when I did that, I spent the first year, I got this, doing it by myself. And I didn't have it. And so I thought, but I also mostly my motivation was I felt so alone. Like I went from having a team at work who were like family to me. Like you talk about having a tribe. I led this wonderful group of people at American Express who I got very close to, and I still am close to most of them. But they were my everyday. And suddenly I'm sitting in my office by myself, talking to dogs and trying to figure out life. So for me, it started online because I was also new to Bradford. I didn't grow up here. I moved here in 2011, started my business in 2012, and left Amex in 2012 as well. So what I did was when I started to dabble on Facebook, I started to look at the different associations. I went on to the Welcome to Bradford stuff. And I think I saw you on there, Tammy, talking about Swan. And that's when I got in touch with Swan. And I didn't network as a corporate person. So my career in corporate was a job. I didn't belong to the marketing associations. I wasn't gung-ho trying to meet the executives of every other bank, trying to figure out where I was going to go next, because it was just a job. And I was good at it, but it didn't occupy my private time at all. I didn't do any networking outside of work. And so it was new and foreign to me, but I got started with Swan. And that's when just by connecting to one area of like local women who were in business, because I didn't know entrepreneurs and I needed people had the same perspective. So most of my friends and family were all corporate. My friends from Amex were still all corporate. So I had no connection to entrepreneurs and I needed to figure out how to be an entrepreneur. That was my gap. So I started to seek out entrepreneurs. Obviously owning my barn, I had created a tribe within my barn because my horse family always is around me. But my biggest gap was entrepreneurial women and men who are building businesses. And that's where I started. And once you get into, if you just find one local group that you can meet with in person and connect with, every one of those people is connected to another group somewhere. And then you start to find the ones that matter to you. And you join for a while and you garner what you need to garner. And some people move with you. Sometimes you stay and you just kind of ebb and flow. And I did a lot of those different things. I joined Swan, I joined the BNI, I joined the Bradford Board of Trade, Newmarket Board of Trade, all those things, Chamber of Commerce, and just found the elements and the people that I resonated with that could fill in all those gaps for me. Yeah. And a lot of it was just, again, like I say, not feeling alone. Yeah. You know, as you're struggling to build your business, I'm like, am I the only one who's not getting this? Am I the only one who's having this hard time? And then you go into these meetings and it's all sunshine and happiness and everybody's rocking their goals. And then you go for a drink after and I'm like, oh, okay, we're all doing the same thing. How do we fix it?
Yeah.
So true. So true.
That was the biggest thing for me is just, and it took a lot of courage because I don't like walking into a room by myself. I really don't care for it. I'm not the extrovert that I pretend to be. So for me, it was a challenge to just do that.
I'm the same as you.
When we went to it was a big giant circle. I'm like, oh God, help me. And
yeah, I'm the same as you. No matter how outgoing I am, the only time I'm okay walking in a room by myself is if I'm the actual speaker.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's very rare you will catch me going to something new by myself. I'm usually bringing someone with me or hoping that someone will be there that I know. Yeah, I will go stand in a corner. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that. I feel it's just, I don't know. I feel
I'm
odd, but
shocked. I
yeah.
didn't know this about you girls.
yeah.
Go
You
with
never
it.
know, right? But yeah, so it's important to understand that you can have multiple tribes to build from, but really
And also the
understanding.
type of tribe you want to build. Like,
Yeah,
like I really knew where my gap was. I'm like, I need to find
exactly.
entrepreneurs that know what they're doing.
Right? It's
You
true.
know? So where's the
Um,
gap, right?
it's where are you stuck right now?
Yeah.
Where are you sitting? Where is it that you need the help? And that
Yeah.
will determine where you need to go to find those people. You know, if you're struggling with your online presence, right, then you need to look for groups on Facebook that support that,
Yeah.
right? And get into those groups and learn from those people and start making some connections that other people can help you and give you the ideas that you need, right? If you struggle with networking, right, then introduce yourself to someone or someone that you've been keeping an eye on, anyone in the circle that does do regular networking, and reach out to them and say, do you mind if I come with you? Right? I don't want to go by myself, but I need to get out there. I need to meet these people in order for me to build, because a lot of people won't network because they're scared of it. So build a tribe around the networking, right? And ultimately, those people will expand into other parts of your tribes. There'll be a lot of overlap in your tribes when you find those key players that can contribute to a variety of different elements, right?
And be really open to
Yeah, yeah.
what comes from that, because okay, one thing Tracy said before I say about the open is, making, like, have intention around what you're looking for, the gaps. I think that's a good place to be. Just grab if you're wondering what you want to do, it's 2020. I need to change up my circle, here I come back to the circle, my tribe. Make some notes about what you're looking for. What are you looking to give so that you can be of value within that group? And what are you looking to get? And who are you looking to meet, or where, locations, all that kind of stuff. Kind of have some intention around it. And then, what was the other thing I was saying?
If only we knew.
We'd help, but we're not really sure what thoughts are in your head.
We'll have to rewind. Okay, somebody gonna tell me what I was talking about? No, I don't see any comments. Although I see Hope joined. Hi. Be okay with, be flexible in knowing that when you meet a bunch of people, you might think you went into it for one reason, but there might be something else that you were actually meant to meet that person or that group for.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't feel good, you see there's no value, you're not giving value, you have no value to receive, you got to move on. Like,
absolutely.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah,
but
you don't
be what you think when you get there.
You got to give it some time. You need to give it a chance. I know first impressions cannot always be good, but sometimes we just maybe have our own blinders up, and then that person ends up becoming a close friend. For those that know Carmen Burns, I don't know if you guys know her. She's here in the Bradford area, but I met her through hockey, and I can tell you, her and I hated each other, like really hated each other. And everybody knew, it was very obvious. And our boys won tickets to a Maple Leaf game. And her son was drawn and my son was drawn. It was tickets together, which forced her and I to take our boys downtown. We ended up booking dinner. We took the subway. We drove it. When we left there that night, we became fast friends. We had an opportunity to spend time alone together and really understand who each other was. So we made judgment calls on each other without even knowing each other. And today we're the greatest friends. So sometimes first impressions, it could be because you have your own blinders up, or you have, maybe you feel threatened by that person, right? And sometimes you have to give it a chance to see if there's someone that you truly want to keep as part of your tribe. But if not, you need to let them go. Right? You cannot keep negative people in your tribe, because you'll never be able to get past that, and you'll always be beating yourself up, feeling as though you're doing something wrong. Are we done?
Poking you in the leg. So Don't know the little secret. When our time's up and we're sitting together, one person starts the poke in the leg and it goes to each of us. So then we're like, we got to wrap it up. So and
She's not poking me because for like a year, I'm like, why are you poking me?
it took Tracy Wild to know why we were poking her. But we got it together. All right.
That's awesome.
So throw in your comments or questions here. If you're looking for some resources, I'm sure one of us can help you or someone else in the group can. So, you know, if you're, some of you might be watching this on YouTube and you know what we're talking about, you got to go to Facebook and find the circle group and join our Facebook group. But we'll come back and check on that as well. Thanks, ladies. Sorry, Heather, we missed you today. You had something that came up very last minute, fire to put out and handle that. So we'll see you next time. And I'm going to say have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great one.
Bye, guys.